evening outside. I am in the garden, just look at that, like just picturesque. Wow, my hair looks really really red in this lighting. But I'm in the garden. I forgot to bring my gloves, so I can't fully pull weeds, but I was checking in on my peppers, which are over here, my tomatoes, and then I've showed you some of my green beans and how horrendous it is because I haven't weeded in there and they got eaten by something, which is why I hadn't weeded. Long story short, well, I literally, let me show you, just been stomping on some of the, because I don't have my gloves, I'd start picking a lot of them. I've just at least been trying to stomp on the weeds around the bush beans. I'm just impressed that they're even this big because they got eaten down to the nub and then they were in this thick of stuff and they still, like, I basically at this point I think I should be producing beans, so I don't think the likelihood of anything happening is gonna happen this year with them, but I mean, thoroughly impressed. Like there's another one hidden in there. Like, how are they still going? And then the funniest thing, which is why I wanted to pull out my camera to show you, so this, I had 3 rows. I don't know if you can see the stakes, 1, 2, 3, and then I had a 4th row that was pole beans. We didn't put a trellis in before they got eaten down, like to the nub. And honestly, I'm thinking maybe next year I'll just like do it against our fence for the garden. But these beans not only have grown back, but they are climbing up weeds. I am just like, look at that. Honestly, they're doing a great job trying to survive. I'm just so impressed. I have not given them a good life at all. This one's climbing this pole. I just wanted to share that. That was like so cool. This one's like intertwined around a thistle all the way over here. I don't know how can't really take those weeds out now, but I just thought it was so interesting now that I actually climbed back here. Tomatoes are looking really good. The amount of tomatoes that have grown that just need to ripen, I am gonna have so many tomatoes. It's kind of incredible. Look at this one. I mean, last year I think I had maybe 10 to 15 tomatoes that I got total. So, I mean, this is pretty cool that I'm getting this. And my pepper plants have been so successful. I've picked so many. I'm getting bell peppers to grow. I mean, look at the size. That one's pretty good size already. There's a couple there. Like, this is, honestly, even if it looks like this, I am happy that I'm getting anything to grow. There's supposed to be onions in here. We'll see if I end up getting anything out of that. But I need to go through my cucumbers. They really sprawled. My cucumbers didn't sprout at all last year. So this is like a telltale that the soil is getting better here. Stuart! That's all I picked tonight, but I've been picking handfuls. Cucumbers didn't grow at all last year, so I'm very impressed that I'm getting this. I barely got any leaves to sprout. I've picked a couple. I'm still waiting for most of them to grow, but oh, there's a huge one. Oh my gosh. I feel like they go from 0 to 100. We haven't had a ton of rain in the last few days, and it's going to be pretty dry, at least for the rest of the month. We don't have a great water source out here either. There's a pond beyond some of the brush over there, or whatever you call it, that we have bought a pump thing. I don't know what the technical term is, like a water pump. Something that's extremely powerful. It's like when it's on, it's like a fire hose coming out. So I can't really use it very well by myself. So I'm gonna need Brian to help me with that. This is just a glimpse of reality. Don't let people on the internet fool you. This is what a real garden looks like for the average person who tries to put a decent amount of effort. This is also not like exactly in my backyard. It's not far from my house, but if it was like in my backyard, I probably would get out here more. Who knows? What I do want to do, I don't know if I'll do it this year. Now that we're this far into the season, I might. But next year, I for sure no questions asked, want to put mulch, at least in the walkways. We put straw down, as you can tell, and it helps retain a lot of moisture and keep some of the weeds down. Like at first, this all had straw. So clearly it doesn't do enough that I do want to get some mulch around here, at least next year. We have some land puppies, don't we? You have burrs all over you, Stuart. Maisie, what do you think? Did you have fun? Did you find any? Did you find any berries? Did you find any? You guys have picked these over. Oh, I see some. Look, there's a couple right there. Right there. Oh, you found it. Some in there. Got a good one right here. Ooh. You get one, Stu? Does Mom need to help you get one? Oh, there you go. I'm no expert on gardening and when my season is, but all I know is I have jalapenos growing out of my ears. I had a ton of banana peppers too, but I feel like those are kind of starting to slow down. And now my green peppers are really starting to produce. So I'm gonna can tonight, I'll take you with me, some pepper jelly, because I don't know what else to do with all the jalapenos that I have. So this is literally just from tonight, but mind you, Brian over the weekend when I was gone brought home like a whole basket worth of stuff. So I have twice this amount at home right now. Also, green beans are producing. I'm so excited. I didn't think I would get any because my plants are very sad because they got eaten at the beginning of the season. Cucumbers are doing well. I have quite a few growing. Like there's still a lot of flowers and some that are like getting close but just need like an extra day or two. We've had a very, very dry summer. I mean, June was actually okay. July, I think it rained maybe 2 days in July. And it's now the beginning of August and we have like no rain in the forecast for this next like 2 weeks. I've had to transport water from home out here. So that's been a little bit of an interesting challenge. I have been spending a lot of time in the kitchen lately, canning all of the fresh garden stuff that I have picked. Lots of batches of banana peppers, pickling those, pickling jalapenos. I have done a ton of pickles just with my cucumbers. Another batch of refrigerator pickles. I tested out a batch of refrigerator pickles a few weeks ago, just tried them this weekend, and I am just blown away at how good they are. I've heard a lot of people say they prefer refrigerator pickles over canned pickles. And I did still can 2 larger jars, just a batch of them just earlier in the week because I had so many and I didn't know what to do with them. But now after trying the refrigerator pickles again, I just made a few more. I plan to give those off to parents and people too because as much as I love pickles, I don't think I'm gonna go through enough of them. They last a couple months in the fridge, but to have like jars and jars and jars of them, I'm the only one that eats them in this house. So if I had other people eating them in this house, it'd probably be a little different. So we'll just give some of those away. But I'm busy cooking away. Meal prep is on my mind too, just knowing that postpartum season is gonna be coming up here. And so I would like to start meal prepping probably in about 5 or so weeks. I'm gonna start filling our freezer. So I need to start pulling things out of the freezer and using those up so that we have space and are, you know, having the foods that we actually want to eat in the freezer. I just made a batch of buffalo shredded chicken in the crock pot. I am now cooking up some green beans. I did get a few green beans from the garden. Don't even know how that was possible just because they were growing really well in the beginning of the season and then something got into them and nipped all of the leaves off of them. But they had a regrowth, and then between that, you know, delayed start and also weed pressure, they haven't been very big, and so I wasn't even anticipating I would get anything. And luckily we have had a couple. Right here is one of my fresh beans, so I'm cooking them up. We also did happen to pull up, Brian found a potato, well, multiple little potatoes actually. Those, I haven't even really showed the other patch like of garden foods outside of like my enclosed fence area, but we didn't do any type of weed control over there, and I have hardly stepped foot out there, so didn't have super high hopes for that area. But surprisingly, we have one spaghetti squash that's growing, and some of our potatoes are actually producing, which is crazy. Last year I didn't get any potatoes to grow, but we picked some because I think I started to like dig it up, so we just pulled it. I think that is the best potato I've ever had in my life, because I don't think I've ever truly had like a fresh potato just straight from the garden. Everything has always been store-bought, which is they're older and they've been sitting there for a while, so that was life-changing. So I think next year I for sure want to prioritize potatoes. I'm hoping that we get more. We planted quite a few this year, so I'm hoping we get more, you know, as the season goes on. But I haven't seen anything in my watermelon or pumpkins, so that was kind of a flop out there. And then our corn, we did have some sweet corn and popcorn, and it kind of grew, but I don't think it got enough water, fertilizer, pressure from deer, you know, all of those things, just a combination. It's been kind of tough out there. We've had a pretty dry summer, basically since July started, so it's been a little bit rough just trying to keep up with watering out there. I have tons of tomatoes growing, but they're rotting at the bottom, and from quick research that I've done, I've realized that I think a lot of it is inconsistent watering and also maybe a lack of lime, I think it was. So really want to hopefully stop this, because I have so many tomatoes and I'm really wanting to count on them this year to make sauces, but it's pretty unfortunate that they're starting to rot now that they're sitting on the vine. So hopefully we can try to combat that. But my pepper production has been incredible. And then the red onions, those got taken over by weeds, so I doubt there's anything in the ground, but there were some growing, so there's a chance there's some in the ground once we get some of these weeds cleared farther in the season. We are coming up on fall time. I am in zone 4 technically, so we have a pretty short growing season. So I would say we've got like 1 more month left of like true gardening, and then it's going to be a lot of harvesting. But now I feel like I'm kind of in the thick of like, we're pulling a lot of cucumbers and things for pickles, constantly getting like baskets full every time we're out there, picking our wild blackberries. So that's been fun. This year I didn't do any traditional jam because I have so much left over from last year still. So I did make a couple jars of pepper jelly because I have jalapenos growing out of my ears at this point. So I made some pepper jelly, which I really like that on crackers with like cream cheese if you do cream cheese, or sometimes I just eat it with crackers. And then I've made a blackberry syrup. I made a strawberry lemonade concentrate when we picked strawberries from a patch. We didn't get very good raspberries at all this year on our property, just with the lack of rain, and I didn't get out there really to be like on it, so we didn't get any of those. And we've had a few blackberries. Blackberries haven't been terrible, but I haven't produced like, or I haven't gone out there to pick enough to like can a huge batch of them. I've done pickled peppers, like jalapenos, banana peppers. Okay, I can't remember if I have talked about these English muffins before, but this Staples from Scratch cookbook, the Flake Homestead, I follow her on Instagram. This English muffin recipe is so good. I'm about ready to do it again. It's super easy. You just mix all the ingredients, let it sit for like an hour, and then you put them on a cast iron pan just on the stovetop, and you cook them like each side. They are so good, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, this is what the dough looks like. The once I've mixed it for the English muffins, they'll rise for about an hour. I am like totally in the fall mood. I don't want to admit that. I made these cookie bars a few weeks ago. They were so good. So I'm gonna make them again. This is what it looks like right before I put it in the oven. Just pressing it down. Oh, so good. And this is what it looks like when you take them out. So good. Letting them cool a little bit, but I am gonna dig in. This is just about ready to be cooked. Okay, now I'm moving on to working on my English muffins. So this is how you cook them. Covered with one side for about 7 to 8 minutes. Take it up, the cover off, flip them over, and then cook them for 5 minutes on the other side. And so I just have those and then these, and then I'm done. So these are super easy. Love making them because they're really quick. They don't take a lot of time. They sit for like an hour or so, but not a lot of rise time. It's not like I have to make it the night before. They're also little, so like you can make them breakfast sandwiches or whatever you want. They're so good. They're better than store-bought. And like Brian loves them and he is very picky. So if he thinks that they are better than store-bought, we're gonna take his word for it. Basically, I have to get in here. Ooh, these ones might be a little crisp. Might have had the burner a little hot. Oops. Hard to kind of get around them because they want to stick on top, but once you flip them over, they get the nice little crisp edge, just like you see when you buy store-bought English muffins. They're so yummy. There's nothing more satisfying using homemade jam for my homemade English muffins. That one was a little burnt. This is jam I made last year in July, so a year ago. Look at how perfect it is. I just opened it today. Tastes delicious. Of course, peanut butter. Love this peanut butter. I should make my own, but not really in the season of that right now. I have made this jalapeno jelly recipe in the past. So basically like a sweet pepper jelly, which is really good to put on like crackers with like cream cheese. Well, I had a box of liquid pectin, which is what this recipe calls for, and they expired November of last year. And it's not a food safety issue, but I've just been learning that it doesn't set very well. The last batch I made of this also didn't set very well, and I'm wondering if I used expired liquid pectin. I can't imagine I've had this long, but it must just not last very long. I decided to pivot because I don't have the liquid pectin, so I am just going to pickle just some sliced jalapenos, because I'll just put those like on pizza and different things like that, like the Walmart off-brand. So we'll see if they work, but I haven't ever like canned with these. So, well, I just had a nice eventful moment where I just shattered one of my jars. So now I'm down to 4. Hope I got all of the glass shards out, but I decided to end up doing 2 cans of banana peppers just because I had enough brine, and I was like, why am I doing this for 3 jars? So I have 3 jars of jalapenos, 2 jars of banana peppers. I obviously have a lot more. We'll get to it eventually, but that's what I'm gonna start with. And I'm honestly probably just gonna leave the water in the canning pot tonight anyway, and I'll just tomorrow decide to see what else I'm gonna can. That's the finished product. Now they just need to cool. I think they all sealed from what I can tell.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.